I guess it probably should have prepared an intro, right? Alright, so I guess for starters, this is the first time recording a Minecraft video. Did a little bit of Lethal Company a few months ago. The software I was using was a bit weird and janky at the time. I was still trying to figure that out when I initially made the video, which is where I got the name of found footage, because that's what it wound up looking like by the time the video was done. So I guess we're going to start with a quick house tour. We're going to start with the outside, I suppose. Alright, so as you can see, we're kind of a bit late game because we have elytra, netherite armor. But this is the outside of the house. Not super pretty. We got stables there, tree farm there, some sugarcane farms out front, a little bit of bamboo. This portion of the house is still a work in progress. A little carrot farm here. We'll go do a world tour later, but for starters, we've got this small, well, small-ish little base here. Yeah, this is the small little tree farm. It's not super efficient, obviously not automatic. This is Bedrock Edition, so things do play differently. But here we got the front door. Currently there's no technical side door, but you enter, we have copper chest, regular chest for the mailbox. Copper chest is new. If we go in here, we go to the right. This is a work in progress because this here is all being relocated to a new storage system that I spent like 5 hours on last night. If we go to the left of the front door, we have the enchantment room. Yes, this is level 30. I don't use it too often, but it's there. Got the lapis set up. Over here is an extra. You go farther to the left of the house. You have a work in progress portion of the house. This is where that roof was kind of not really there. Here we have two doors. We have the way to the upstairs and then the way to the downstairs. So this was originally a bedroom. There were some furnaces and a crafting table here. Still gonna fix some things here. But if we come down here, this is what I spent like 5 hours working on. Majority of it was setting up the actual item filters so I could actually just throw everything in. I have a little bit of redstone back here. So initially when I first learned this setup, I only thought it could go infinitely that way, but then I started learning a bit more about redstone. I was able to work it out so I could connect it all. This goes all the way around the whole thing. It's still a work in progress. It's not anywhere near the size I need it to be, but I don't have enough resources currently as it stands to finish setting up all the filters, because I still need to add a third row of chests on the bottom here. This is all a work in progress, obviously. That chest is new, but yep, got all this stuff. The corner chests here, they're different. So these ones are still working on the filters. Need more pale oak saplings and need more cherry saplings, but you can get those pretty easily. When I was initially setting all this up and pumping all my excess stuff into the filter, I had like a total of 4 double chests, including this one, plus a few hoppers all connected. That's what took the longest. But that's just the downstairs for right now. You can go upstairs, it's pretty empty. Got the stairway here. This is where majority of the bedrooms are. This is another one of the player's bedrooms. This player currently lives in the house that I have built. We have another bedroom set up here for anybody else on the server who wants to use it, because this is a realm. This here was a closet that someone commandeered and then decided they wanted it to look like this. They moved their stuff to a new base. Pretty much hop, skip, and jump away. This here is an unfinished portion of the house. It's the top portion of it for the second floor. I'll work on that later. We can go further upstairs. Nothing super special up here, just an empty space with dragon egg. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but the copper golem is just ripping through all the chests. He's been trying to find where to put this one lever. Oh, wait, did he move on? Nope, still a lever. Okay. He's been trying to find a place to put that lever for the past... How many hours has it been? Several hours. He still hasn't decided to just throw in a random chest yet. Feel sorry for the guy. But we're going to continue with this base tour here. There's a base like immediately next to mine that is essentially adjacent to mine. But we got the stable. Serves our purposes. Not finished yet. Got the cow farm area. Got a wheat farm here. Carrot and potatoes are over there. Here's the mines right here. I have not been down here in a good while, but these are the mines. That does go all the way down to bedrock. Yep, pretty solid. I could fly over to the farming area. I'm going to call it the farming area. It's not done yet. It's still another work in progress. I might have to relocate some of the farms. But this one here, pretty simple. It's a sugarcane farm. It operates on observers. Whenever a sugarcane grows to be 3 blocks tall, it harvests all the sugarcane. So it's not super efficient, but it come down here. Oop, almost bumped that. But here we have the minecart system that collects all the sugarcane. It goes through all that, kind of bounces back and forth. Here's the system that stops it on this hopper when it's full. It then deposits everything into this chest. It's not super fast, not super efficient, but it does what I need it to. Over here, there's an iron farm. Not super efficient, but does what I need it to. There was a lot more poppies and iron ingots in there earlier, but I had to clear them all out due to the sorting system. Over here we have the mob grinder. Again, not super efficient, but it is good enough for what I need it for. Recently went through and emptied it out, clear out a lot of the stuff that's in the sorting system. Over here we have my definitely super efficient gold farm. I'd get closer, but that is very loud. Like loud, like glass breaking. But it's got an item sorter for rotten flesh and gold nuggets. Then turns the gold nuggets into the gold ingots, so that we can use it for other things. Over here is someone else's project, but it's tied to technically this project. I'm tied more to that one than the other one. But down here we have the entrance, one of the entrances to this base. Now you go through the portal. You got the storage room, and then the definitely work in progress villager trading hall. I started the project, and the person whose base this is officially took over the project and decided that they wanted to have all the villagers in a hole instead of in cubicles, which makes them easier to work with. But I just come over here and work with the villagers once in a while. This one's a not super cheap, but cheap enough silk touch book. My most upsetting thing with this whole trading hall is the farmers. So we got carrots, we got more carrots, and then a wheat. He's over here in the corner. What we need is a potato one, but that would require me to farm for a potato one, and we got mending and breaking villager as well, 2 of them, 1 of each, obviously. Fairly simple stuff. As you can see, there's been 872 days in game. Now people do skip nights here, but there is a lot of don't hit yourself. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of partial progress in this world. As the realm owner, I'm typically on here the most. There's 1 or well, technically up to 3 or 4 other players who hop on occasionally, most of whom are only ever on when I'm on, but a lot of it's solo gaming. I just had to drink some Mountain Dew. They were gonna. We already did that. All right, slept. Did I do that? No. In this chest here, we have a lot of shulker boxes. Done a good amount of end busting. Over here, we have an ender chest. This is what my ender chest currently looks like. Yeah, 22 diamond blocks. I think that's the most on the server, but I don't know for sure if it is or not. The random composter there is there because I was trying to get rid of a bunch of needless seeds from all the wheat that I've been having to harvest. But yeah, well, I guess since there's still plenty of time, I think I should be able to do a small world tour. You saw that person's base over there. You've seen my base. Another person's base is literally right here at the base of the mountain. Well, more of a hill than a mountain, I guess. But yeah, they live in this area. Wool blocks are from someone who hasn't been on the realm in a very long time. Over here we have another person's base. It's a very nice looking base, I will say. They traded with another player on the server for all the cherry blossom trees. They made a good amount of progress. Over here is a person who hasn't been on in a very long time. A smaller base. Over here, it's probably going to be faster to just do it this way. There's a base all the way over here. This base is up there as one of my favorite bases on the server. I don't remember how many bases there are in total. Should probably leave maps everywhere. But this one is still a major work in progress, but it's very cool. This person's eliminating the mountains around them and building a sky island base. And somewhere over here is someone else's base, which is still a work in progress. They got like halfway done with the house portion of it. I don't remember exactly where. It's in the dark oak forest kind of an area. Is it over here? Hey, there it is. Found it pretty quickly. Right here we have this person's base. They were following a tutorial. I don't know how far they made it into that. Can we see it? There it is. This person had major ideas of what they were going to do. They got through a good majority of it. Good majority of the beginning infrastructure of it. But this is a very cool base, and I'd love to see it finished. They live in this little bowl here. But unfortunately, they haven't been on in a very long while. Most of the people on this got... over here is someone who's got a pretty decent base. It's small for now. It's still a work in progress for theirs as well. They did hop on earlier. They're currently looking for wings. And they're going to go end busting. But if we head this way, we should make it to the spawn island, right? Yeah, just head this way a little bit. Okay, so somewhere around here, I think, is someone else's base. I don't remember where, though. I don't think I ever actually saw this person's base. But, yeah, this village here is where we started with the... Like, we brought all the villagers along here. You can actually see the infrastructure. Very light infrastructure that was used to bring all the villagers over to here that I needed to breed up to get the iron farm working. And then from there, they were brought over to the trading hall over here. Yeah, that's just a brief world tour of where the world's at currently. There is quite a few villages, actually, that have been found. The end portal is actually under a village. It's nowhere near my base. It's like on the other side of the world. But somewhere over here, yep, there's a village. There's a village here. And you go a bit further, there's a pillager outpost and another village literally right over here. I want to say that, yeah, the pillager outpost, I'm pretty sure, is in the village. Yeah, it's in the village, as you can see here. We're getting a bit closer to it. Yeah, you can see the village and the end, not the end, the villager outpost. Yeah, it's actually right next to this person's base. They have a little fishing area set up here. Pretty much just a quick jump from their base. Yeah, initially this whole island was just the house with a little waterfall coming down to here. But yeah, everything on this is always going to be a work in progress. The level of work in progress that it's going to be at is always going to be up for debate of whether or not it's good progress, bad progress, slow progress, fast progress. Nothing here is for, like, I'm not going to build a farm that produces 100,000 of whatever a minute. I don't need anything that efficient. But as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person with any actual production-based farms like that. These are... You can patch them with copper, right? Like, so if I just... Is that how that works? No? Yeah, punching him's not going to do anything. I just know that the person who put him here wound up punching him a few times, one of which was with an axe, because he was getting stuck on top of some of the chests, which obviously he's not now, because I wound up removing the area that he was stuck on, which is why there's that there. But yeah, nothing super crazy. Got a few of the music discs, mostly the more recent ones, because those are the easiest ones to get, because you can get them in the End, the Nether, Deep Dark, which I did wind up getting. There's 2 trial chambers, actually. I know the exact location of one and the general location of another. I've been in both of them. One is way smaller than the other. But yeah, that'll do it for this world tour. See you guys next time, I suppose, if you tune back in.